The Galactic Council chamber fell silent as Admiral Zixthara of the Corellian Empire stood before the assembled representatives of 47 species. Her crystalline exoskeleton gleamed under the chamber's artificial starlight, and her eyes swept across the room with barely contained fury. "Honored delegates," she began, her voice resonating through the universal translators. "We are here to address the irregularities committed by the newest member of our alliance during the recent conflict with the hegemony of Vorth." Murmurs rippled through the assembly. The tentacled philosophers of Rigel 7 twisted their appendages in what their species considered deep contemplation. The silicon-based collective from Kepler 442b pulsed with synchronized light patterns that indicated collective unease. Even the normally stoic warriors of the crystal moons shifted uncomfortably in their energy fields. At the center of the chaos sat three humans: Admiral Sarah Chen, General Marcus Rodriguez, and Dr. Elena Vasquez. They appeared remarkably calm for beings whose entire species was about to be put on trial. "For 3 millennia," Admiral Zixthara continued, "galactic warfare has been conducted according to the sacred protocols established by the First Coalition. These rules have maintained order, minimized casualties, and ensured that conflicts remain civilized." She activated a holographic display showing various battle scenes. "Combat occurs only during designated time periods. Civilian populations are given 72 standard hours to evacuate. Weapons of mass destruction are prohibited. Most importantly, wars are fought until one side achieves a decisive tactical advantage, at which point the losing side surrenders, with honor intact." The hologram shifted to show recent footage from the Vorth conflict. "The humans," she spat the word like a curse, "have violated every single one of these sacred traditions." Admiral Chen stood slowly, her movements deliberate and confident. "With respect, Admiral Zixthara, we never agreed to fight by rules that guarantee our extinction." "Explain yourself," rumbled Counselor Thok, the massive representative of the Stone Singers of Procyon. Dr. Vasquez activated her own holographic display. When the Vorth hegemony declared war on the Coalition, they had overwhelming numerical superiority. Their fleet outnumbered ours 15-1. Following traditional protocols would have resulted in our complete annihilation within 6 standard months. "That is the nature of warfare," Admiral Zixthara interjected. "The stronger force prevails. This has been accepted for millennia." "Accepted by species that could afford to lose," General Rodriguez said quietly. "We're newcomers here. We don't have backup colonies or centuries of accumulated resources. For us, losing means extinction." The chamber erupted in discussions. The ethereal minds of Alpha Centauri communicated through rapid light flashes while the Hive Queens of Proxima buzzed in agitation. Admiral Chen waited for the noise to subside before continuing. "So we did what humans do best. We adapted." The human hologram showed a series of tactical displays. "Instead of meeting their fleets in open battle, we struck their supply lines. We didn't wait for their 72-hour evacuation notices. We evacuated our own people in 18 hours and hit their staging areas while they were still organizing." "Barbaric," whispered the pacifist collective of Vega Prime. "Effective," Admiral Chen corrected. "We used what you call asymmetric warfare. We turned their size against them. Large fleets need massive supply chains. Cut the supplies, and the fleets become sitting ducks." Dr. Vasquez highlighted specific engagements. "We also ignored their honorable combat protocols." When they sent challenges for single-ship duels, we sent entire squadrons. When they formed traditional battle lines, we attacked from 6 different vectors simultaneously. But the most egregious violation, Admiral Zixathera said, her voice trembling with rage, was your refusal to accept their surrender. A stunned silence fell over the chamber. In the 3,000 years of galactic warfare, no species had ever refused to accept an enemy's surrender. General Rodriguez stood. The Vorth hegemony had a policy of delayed genocide. They would accept surrenders, wait 50 to 75 years for the galaxy to forget, then systematically exterminate the surrendering species. They'd done it to 11 different civilizations. So, when they offered to surrender after we'd destroyed 60% of their fleet, Admiral Chen continued, we told them the terms were unconditional. Complete disbanding of their military, reparations to the families of their victims, international monitoring of their government for 2 centuries. They refused, Dr. Vasquez added. So we kept fighting. You destroyed their entire fleet, Admiral Zixathera accused. You bombarded their military installations. You captured their leadership. We ended the threat, Admiral Chen said simply. Permanently. Counselor Thok's massive form shifted. Young species, do you understand what you have done? You have shattered 3 millennia of civilized warfare. Admiral Chen looked around the chamber, meeting the gaze of every delegate. With respect, Counselor, your civilized warfare was a luxury humanity couldn't afford. You had the privilege of fighting wars you could survive losing. We didn't. The philosophical collective of Tau Ceti spoke for the first time. What you describe sounds like total war. Exactly, General Rodriguez confirmed. When your survival is at stake, you don't fight to score points or maintain honor, you fight to win. Dr. Vasquez activated a final holographic display showing galactic territorial maps. The Vorth hegemony enslaved or exterminated 27 species over the past 5 centuries while you all followed your civilized rules. They did it slowly, carefully, always within the technical boundaries of your protocols. In 6 months, Admiral Chen concluded, we ended a threat that your rules had allowed to persist for half a millennium. We didn't rewrite your rules out of arrogance. We rewrote them out of necessity. The chamber fell silent again. The weight of the human's words settled over the assembly like a heavy blanket. Finally, Counselor Thok spoke. What you have done cannot be undone. The question now is, what comes next? Admiral Chen smiled grimly. That depends on whether the galaxy wants to continue playing by rules that protect the predators, or whether it's ready to adopt protocols that actually prevent genocide. She paused, looking around the chamber one final time. Because humanity has learned something the galaxy forgot, sometimes the most civilized thing you can do is to be absolutely ruthless with those who prey on the innocent. The vote, when it came 3 days later, was closer than anyone expected. By a margin of just 4 votes, the Galactic Council adopted the Human Protocols, a new set of warfare rules that prioritized the prevention of genocide over the preservation of honor. Admiral Zixathera, in her final statement before resignation, said it best. The humans didn't just rewrite the rules of war. They reminded us why we fight wars in the first place. The galaxy would never be the same.